Hi, it's Phyllis. Welcome again today. Today we will be making my crystal ladder ring. Very easy right angle weave project. Very quick and pretty cute. So if you'd like to stick around, I'll be giving my materials list. Thanks for watching. For today's project, we will be using 2x3 millimeter crystals and 6 millimeter bugle beads, 2 beading needles, my 6-pound fire line in the crystal color, my bead board, of course, my nippers for cutting thread, and my flat nose pliers for flattening the ends of the thread so that the thread can fit through the eye of the needle. The thread is round, the eye of the needle is oval, so it's easier to flatten the end of the thread for threading the needle. So let's get everything together and we will get started. I threaded my needles with 3 feet of beading thread of my fire line. And 3 feet seems like a lot, but bugle beads are pretty sharp. So we're going to do some reinforcing when we're done. And we're going to begin the project by stringing on 1 bugle bead and 2 crystals on each needle, and we're going to try to center these, we're going to center these beads in the middle of the fire line, because I don't want to do too much maneuvering with the bugle beads once I get them threaded. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to string on a bugle bead on either needle, pull it just off of the needle, and pass the other needle through it, just like that, and even up the threads, and then pull down to meet the other beads. And this is what we have. From here, the pattern is repetitious, just like we were doing with our bracelet. So on either needle, on each needle, string on a crystal, and on either needle, string on a bugle bead, pull it off the needle, and pass the other needle through it in the opposite direction, crossing, and just pull down, just pull. It's repetitious. Do the same thing. String on a crystal on each needle, and string on a bugle bead on either needle, and past it, pull the bugle bead just off the needle, cross the other needle through, and pull. Easy peasy. You're going to keep doing that until you get to the length of the ring that you need, minus the length of a crystal, because I'm going to show you how that's going to work. We're going to, just keep going around and around, keep going and doing the same thing over and over until you get there. And I'm going to go off camera and let you do the work, and I will meet you back as soon as I get my length. I completed the length of my ring minus the length of crystals. So this is how it's measuring around my finger right now. I didn't count anything yet, and maybe I won't, but this is just the way it's measuring around my finger. And we're going to close this up. by stringing on one crystal on each needle. And we're going to fold it. We're going to let these crystals fall down to meet the rest of the work. And I'm going to come to the other end with my needles, and I'm going to use this first bugle bead that I strung, and I'm going to pass one of my needles, my right needle, right to left in that bugle, and my left needle left to right in that bugle. Try not to get your threads tangled, because I've got thread ends and everything going. So now I picked up my needles again and I got them together, and the only thing, the simple thing I'm going to do is just pull the thread. Simple like that. Now, this is just the way it is right now. It's going to be flimsy until you get it on. It's going to be flimsy anyway, but it's cute. And we're making our own jewelry, so we want to be proud of what we're making. So we don't mind if it's flimsy. When we put it on, no one's going to know unless they're nosy. So anyway, how we're going to tighten this up is I'm going to pass a needle, either one, through the next crystal and the next bugle bead. And I'm going to do the same thing with the other needle. Pass the needle through the next crystal. And the next bugle bead. And what you want to do is keep doing that. You want to keep doing that until you make a mess. No, we're not. You're not going to make a mess. I'm going to make a mess, because that's the Phyllis way of doing things. I got the thread tangled around this crystal, and it's not sitting properly. Let me fix that. I fixed my kerfluffle. You guys should have told me that I missed a bead. Thanks a lot. All right, anyway, we're gonna make as many reinforcements to this ring as possible, because the bugle beads are really sharp. So you could do this, take one needle and move up in a figure 8 pattern. You choose your next crystal, you choose your next bugle bead, but you should not go too far without doing the other side and checking on your tension. So now I'm taking my other thread needle and I'm just going to pass up a crystal, and you can't go wrong as long as you are not going straight across. You have to go in a figure 8. So this is my next bugle. This is my next crystal. And the next bugle already has the thread in it from the other needle. Just pull it through, and then take your threads and just give it a little tension check, and you've got plenty of thread running through those crystals. And you just continue moving until you think you have everything reinforced. And once you get everything reinforced, you can just nip your threads. You don't even have to tie knots. And that's what you do. That's how you finish it off. And once you get through all of those, it doesn't matter if you go through through them multiple times or whatever you do, you just make sure that you have at least 2 passes of thread through these crystals and 4 passes of thread through these bugle beads. Just like that. Your next crystal, your next bugle, which already has the other thread in it. And once again, you get your threads together, give it a tension check, and that's what you do. You just keep going all the way around, and when you are done, making sure that you have double threads in the crystals and quadruple threads in the bugle beads, just nip it off. You don't even have to tie knots because it will be plenty secured if you do it that way. I hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope you make the ring. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time.